I'm by myself. She's my wife.
Okay, you guys. Apparently, even though their segment ended, it's still the Sophie and Rob drama seemed to continue into their lunch break or whatever. They're gonna have like a powwow with everyone. I just wanted to make a comment about the attire going on with the cast. Was there a, I don't know, was there a theme or something? I'm not sure what's going on with everyone's mismatch attire. Like some people are dressed like they're gonna go to church, and some people are dressed like they're gonna go to work, and then others are dressed like they're gonna go to homecoming dance or something. It's so weird. But yeah, so I'm back, and let me know if you guys like the 90-day fiance stuff. Yeah, oops, I'm like showing you guys my whole house. But let me know if you guys like the 90-day fiance stuff. If you guys watch this, I don't watch much TV, but I do watch 90-day fiance. This cast, well, if you watch this show, you know that all the casts give lots and lots of content. Okay, because they all have issues, all different issues, but anyways, it's kind of interesting to analyze. And yeah, so let's continue and finish Sophie and Rob and let's hear what they have to say and what everybody else has to say to them.
I'm kind of like, oh, Sophie's between me and her mom. No, Sophie's with her mom. I'm by myself. She's my wife. She's supposed to be the voice for me. Her mom isn't the one.
See, I feel a sort of way about that because you see how he just said she's my wife, she's supposed to. The thing is, like, you're supposed to have these conversations with your fiance before you marry them of what you expect of them, if you have expectations, right? Of what you want your wife to be, or you know what I mean? Like, you need to have these serious conversations before you get married. Like, you can't just get married and then a magic fairy comes and says, now you get everything you ever wanted in a wife. No, you have to work at it. You have to talk to them about it. Your wife probably doesn't even know you expect these things of her.
Creating a life for her. Her mom is the one moving across the country to do better for her. And at the end of the day, everything I've done it gains me nothing in Sophie's favor as far as like, oh, this man really loves me.
Sophie, how are you feeling about everything that happened?
I wouldn't say it gains him nothing because he gets endless forgiven, right? So he's cheated. He's done multiple mean things to her and she constantly forgives him. So I wouldn't say that it gains him nothing.
Like, my mom's protective of me because I'm her only daughter, and like, I'm always gonna make sure my mom is okay because I know Rob, he can protect himself. Like, I need to be able to support both of them.
And that's not okay. So when she said Rob can take care of himself and I need to be there for my mom and take care of my mom, she needs to grow up and be a wife. Like I said, these two are immature and I think their marriage is doomed if they don't go get actual therapy. Now, they need couples therapy and they can like talk about their expectations that they have for each other. They can talk about, all their issues and work it out, and maybe they'll have a chance. And then also maybe Skype with the mom on certain days of therapy or something to help heal that whole situation. But as a wife, okay, just like how you want your husband to put you first, you must now put your husband first. He comes first in your life now. I don't think a lot of people do they even know what they're saying when they get married, right? The vows that you make, the promise that you make. There is nobody, other than God. Your husband, your wife is first now. You take care of them first. You are there for them. And yes, of course, you don't just drop the rest of your family. You don't just drop. But I think Sophie and her mom might have a different kind of relationship because the mom is lonely. So Sophie feels like she has to take care of her. I do see that. I sense that.
And it's like, I don't really know how to do it.
I think you guys gotta cut out the mom, like, when it comes to you guys.
Yeah, I would never cut out my mom. That's the thing.
Thank you.
I think
Cut out your mom. It's like, just drop your family members. Like, why are you even talking to your mom? Freaking idiot. He's so dumb.
Oh, yeah.
if Rob treats me good and does what he's supposed to do and all this stuff, like, my mom would like him. My mom, she
But doesn't he treat you good? Look at what
Dang.
you just
Why
said,
are you
girlfriend.
implying by
Look
that?
at what you just said.
What are you implying by that, Sophie?
What are you implying by that? Does Sophie know what she's doing right now? She knows she is being filmed, and she knows that all of these other people are also not only being filmed, but going to go and say something probably on social media about their relationship. Sophie just said that if Rob treated me good, then my mom would like him. Is it a cry for help? But I mean, it is true. Yes, like I said in the other video, the reason that the mom doesn't like Rob is because she can... Who would like someone cheating on their daughter? Nobody would like that, or even their son, right? If your child is being treated poorly, you're not going to like that person that's being mean to them. And so it makes me think by that statement that perhaps Rob is trying to paint this picture that they're doing better now, but maybe they're not. And Sophie doesn't seem like she's very happy. She seems like pretty down.
I just mean, like, I've left everything, and I just wish he would make me feel a bit more comfortable here. I think at some point, if it doesn't change, I'll just get tired and move on from it. And that's why
Oh my God.
Yeah, and I've told him this.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think these two are ready to get married, and they need to seek therapy. To save their relationship, to save their marriage, they need professional help, and they need to fix it. I don't believe on just giving up on marriage. Okay, I don't believe in that. I believe that if you're going to be adult enough to do it, then you're adult enough to work at it. It's almost seemed like they were like honeymooners. You know, they did the Mexico thing, and then, you know, the long distance thing. And then when it was time for real life, they just give up on each other so quickly.
How supportive you are of your mom, it's amazing. God, I would have loved if my wife would have been like, you know, the 90 days was tough, but Rob has showed me in so many ways. He definitely works hard. Where's the Rob? Thank you for being solid and holding it down and getting us something better.
Do you say that to me?
See?
After everything I've put up with from you?
Yeah, I really do tell you how much I love you.
See how she says that also, like, everything I put up with. I just... That's not good.
Appreciate
No,
you.
you
I
don't.
apologize.
No, you don't.
She does not support me. You don't support me.
And you know a couple is not doing good when they're fighting in public, right? We have our best faces on when we are in public or when we're surrounded by friends, we have friends over, da-da-da. So the fact that they're arguing, their arguments always spill out into public. And that makes me think they must be real bad in private.
At all. Okay, answer this. Your mom said that I should have basically forgot the K-1 visa process and not brought you to America when I did. Do you agree?
You had 2 years to find a different spot. And I just
No,
wanted
it's
when
2
I got
years.
here,
See?
you did your part.
What's up with you guys' timeline? Sophie, you need to get your timeline together, because that's also why people often think that 90 Day Fiancé is fake as F. Because earlier, your mom said 3.5 years, and somebody threw out their 3 years, and now you're saying 2? Like, is it a real relationship? Were you guys seriously dating, or what was going on? Why does the year number change all the time? That's weird.
And it felt like I did everything, and I came to, you still live in a place where I don't even feel safe. And ultimately, maybe you should have...
You know what? I think that Sophie might be hypergamous. And so, even though she might be physically attracted to Rob, like, she talked about this before, that she went after him because he was kind of like, looked like what she wanted, like the kind of guy that she was looking for physically. But I think that she might not like him because he's not ambitious. Like how I said earlier, he's not ambitious, you know what I mean? And I think she sounds like she feels like she's doing everything. And so, yeah.
Waited to bring me
But
there.
you do
Because
realize if I would
Your
have waited
face.
in the K-1 visa process, we would have basically been throwing that away. If I would have said, all right, let's not do it right now, then we wouldn't be together.
Not necessarily, right? So if Sophie was working 3 jobs and she was a social media influencer when she was in her home country, and you weren't working, or you said you lost 3 jobs, but you were still, I don't know, that didn't make sense either. But anywho, you weren't doing anything and she was working 3 jobs. So why couldn't you go to her or where she was? I don't understand that, especially if she was the one that was more financially stable. It doesn't mean you guys have to break up just because you don't get married after 90 days. It means she has to go back to her home country. That guy doesn't even know. He doesn't understand English, so.
We're talking about sex magic, and so you've seen the penis candle.
Like a night.
Go
It was.
away, go
I
away,
thought-
go away, go away.
All these things to help bring you here, and then like you get here, and then you on it. In Rob's defense, like you are with this woman from a whole nother country, and all these things to help bring you here, and then like you get here, and then you on it, and then your mama on it, and everybody on him, and like he's already come into a relationship already feeling a little undervalued.
I feel like he just thinks
But at the same time, as a man, you need to step up to the plate. You're not 18. You know what I mean? Like you're a grown man and you're full of excuses. But you can find time for all the things you like to do. That's what it sounds like. So his priorities are messed up. I do also understand what she's saying. Dogpiling doesn't help the situation, right? And I don't think anyone deserves to be dogpiled or like hounded by everyone and just said, hey, you're a piece of shit, you're a piece of shit, or anything like that. But that's not going to help. But it's just such a mess that what can help other than, like I said, therapy. They need couples therapy.
I'm like ganging up on him when I'm not. But if people ask me a question, I'm
But to be honest, Sophie doesn't really gang up on him too much. She might stir the pot by going back and forth to her mom and her friends, telling them things, right? But for the most part, she kind of seems like she doesn't even want to express herself. She doesn't even talk. Like, she just holds things in. She was afraid to even tell him that she's a bisexual. Big deal. Like, what's the big deal, right? She should have told him that, like, way long time ago. It's such a non-factor. And you should never be afraid to tell your husband or your fiance anything, because, oh my goodness, I just can't imagine. That's the one person you have in the world. Like, it's basically when you get married, you guys are a team, and it's you and it's him and it's against the world. And we're team, whatever your last name is, right? And we're going to face everything together. You never have to face anything alone anymore. You know what I mean? Like, I'll be there for your good times to cheer you on, and I'll be there through your hard times to pick you up. You should never fear. That is not good. That's not a good sign. Like, there is just so many bad signs.
I'm going to answer it truthfully.
Like the biggest thing about marriage, at least to me,
And you know what? I think
as your spouse,
she's gonna spit some game. You know, they might be the most boring couple. They might be extremely bland and vanilla, but I think they might be the most normal couple too. And I think Rob thinks, like, you can see when he throws his head back and he rolls his eyes at her, at Sophie, he thinks that Sophie is stupid. I honestly believe, and that's part of why she doesn't express herself vocally as much when it's just the two of them, is because he actually thinks little of her. And that's sad. Like, your husband should be the one to build you up. You should build each other up. These two are tearing each other to pieces.
you should be their biggest advocate.
Right.
You think your spouse is wrong, but you still defend them in the moment. And
Yes.
then you can, like, talk to them privately
Behind
afterwards.
Behind closed
Yeah.
doors, yep.
All she wants to talk about is what I've done wrong. I'd never ever heard her say thank you.
It just
for
goes
holding
right
it down.
back.
Thank you for make sure.
You know, it just goes right back to, no, she did this though, and he did this though, and he did this. It's like, grow up. You guys are not mature enough to be married. I don't care how old you are. This girl, I even forget her name because they are so freaking boring. But anyways, she just told you guys that you should advocate and you should take your guys' drama and address it behind closed doors. Even freaking Jasmine was nodding and saying, I agree. And advocate for them in public and stand behind them and have their back in public. And then you guys went right back to attacking each other. Like, you didn't even absorb that advice. They need so much help.
These bills are paid. I'm not asking you to kiss my ass because I have a job. I just would like to feel like you appreciate me because you don't have to work right now.
Nikki's laughing because she would never stand. I'm going to tell you something. Jasmine's about to like act like a relationship expert. But anyways, Nikki is laughing because she would never. She would never. She just would never. She's like, girl, run.
I want you to be appreciative. I do this, and that. Okay, guys. This is what the visa brought.
Oh my God. Is Jasmine actually correct for once? I think she might be. You'd never go tit for tat. You never, in a relationship, I don't care if you're married or not, but if you guys start counting things, if you start saying like, I work, I do this, I did that, I did. If you start counting things you do and then counting what the other person does, oh, it's not gonna go good. Because at sometimes, like, imagine, like, sometimes someone might be sick or someone might be going through things. Someone might be having, there are going to be times when you do more, when the other one does more, and it shouldn't even, it's all together. It's all working towards, for each other, for the same team, like I said earlier, like for the same goal, you know what I mean? And as long as everybody is happy. But once you start like making lists, oh, I do this and they don't do this, and at least I do, that is going to cause major issues.
For an American.
I
it's
absolutely.
A lot. I know. That's
and it's
why
hard.
When you do it,
you know,
have to be 100% sure.
Yeah, in defense of the people that do come over with the, you know, for the 90-day to the US, they can't work. So that is hard, you know, to put your financial burdens onto somebody else when you're so used to taking care of yourself. It's actually not as easy as people think. People think like, oh yeah, they don't want to work. No, it's hard.
And
to depend on someone.
That the foreign person has to live in an eternal state of gratitude.
I don't think that's what he's saying.
Right.
I don't think that's what he's saying at all. I think
it is supposed to be appreciated.
Husband and wife.
For everything that he's
It's like
doing.
regular appreciation. Like nothing crazy.
It's a huge
appreciated by his
undertaking.
wife. Acknowledged by her. Do you feel?
Oh my God, Nikki. So actually, Nikki wasn't laughing at Rob. She was laughing at Sophie. Interesting. Nikki is a sugar mama for Igor, who she renamed Justin. Oh my God. I don't know if I'm going to react to that couple. Because I maybe I should. Because I have spoken on, you know, transgender and like drag queen issues and transgender issues in our society right now. So maybe actually I will cover them. It's just such a sensitive topic. And I wanted to love Nikki. I wanted to. But the story that came out about them made me think she's not a very good person. Okay.
That you acknowledge that. I'm not going to be continuously grateful to someone where it's like, it's a bare right for me to have a house, like have a roof over my head. Like, I'm able to provide that for myself, but in America I can't. So he has to do it.
Kind of in a way. See, so I see both sides, right? What I see right now is like both of them feel unappreciated or underappreciated, or they don't feel seen, right, by their spouse. Basically, he feels like he's doing so much and she's not saying thank you. And then again, she's saying she feels like she does so much and he doesn't see it. Like, you should still like show gratitude. Like, if your husband brings you coffee in the morning, whatever, you know, I don't know what it is, you know, if they cleaned up and say, oh wow, place looks nice, you know what I mean? Or like they did, just never stop doing that, because you have to treat the person like how you would want to be treated. You can't just ignore those things.
I appreciate it, but that doesn't mean you can't You still need to take me on dates. You still need to make me feel welcome, you know?
You're never grateful. Like, you've never
Oh.
been
It's not
grateful.
the whole.
It's
He does
not a
these
I'm
half
grateful
truths.
all the
He does
time.
these
Wow.
half truths to make me sound bad, and it's not
It's
true.
not a half
You do
truth,
these
Sophie.
half truths all the time.
What's a half truth about that though? What? It's interesting.
Okay.
Oh, yay.
Oh my god, are we finally done with Sophie and Rob?
I have done what I had to do to get us into a nicer apartment. I got a better job.
Okay.
It's like how easy it would be for Sophie to say, I know that it matters to him to make me happy and try.
Clearly, I
Wow. I mean, that is good. Okay. So he's taken initiative. Like, you also can't drag someone for their past when they're actually changing right now, right? She accepted him at his worst. Let's just call it that. And she still married him. So she signed up for that. But now he is like stepping up to the plate, and he went and he got himself a better place and a better job. So that I can respect, you know. I do not like the guy personally. I think he gives Diddy vibes, like I said before. However, if somebody takes the initiative, right, and they're self-starting and they go do something, I'm not gonna knock it. Like, he went and he did that. And so she actually should recognize that.
need to support him more when it comes to my mom, and I'm gonna do better at that. And in general, support you.
I don't think
more.
she knows how.
And I feel like we need to.
She doesn't know how. That's the thing. Like, she is so immature minded, and like how I was saying earlier, she's my wife, she's supposed to do this, and then she's like, oh, that's my husband. They have these expectations of each other that the other person is unaware of, first of all. Second of all, Sophie, I mean, God, I was so rooting for this girl so much, and like, she was really cute when she came out. I felt like she had like a spunk and a spark about her, but she's immature. I almost feel like it's a 16-year-old's brain in like a 20-something-year-old's body, you know? And that could be because everyone, you know, some people are late bloomers and whatever. It's not a bad thing, I guess, but she has a naivete about her. And then I think Rob takes full advantage of that and makes her feel like she's stupid when he should be a good leader, right? And kind of, I don't know, show her a better way, maybe. Like, it's they just need help. I can't even freaking figure this shit out. It's impossible. You guys are doomed. No, I'm just kidding. I hope one day we see this couple thriving, you know. I hope they have like their like 2.5 kids or whatever, because they are cute. But right now they seem almost like they don't even like each other. Like, what is going on? It seems like, oh, he did this, he did that, and geez, that's so embarrassing to do as a couple, you know, just to broadcast your business. And you notice like the other couples weren't doing that when it was time to sit down and eat lunch, and that's just odd. Like, they almost can't wait to vent about the other person whenever there's other people around, you know. It's just, it's sad. And hopefully, I don't know, hopefully things get better for them. She needs to stop putting her mom above her husband, though. That's for sure. And he needs to stop treating his wife like she's stupid. Build her up is what I should say. Like, you know, you can build her up, because like, even for me, like, I'm a very like shy, more introverted, more sensitive person, and more even like timid, sort of. Like, in social settings, I'll be the quiet person in a large social setting. But my husband will like build me up and bring me, you know, the good parts out. And I don't know, isn't that what you do when you're married? You bring the best out of each other. If you bring the worst out of each other, like these two, I don't know, most people wouldn't have gotten married. That's all I gotta say. And maybe they felt rushed because of the 90 days, but like I said, they didn't have to break up. They could have just started their 90 days again, or he could have went over there. So that's all I got to say about them. Let me know if you guys enjoyed this 90-day content, and I might cover some of the other couples. And yeah, see y'all later.